Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss.
Oh, hell no.
Hi guys, it's Yanni and I'm back with another video. So I am finally back. I know you guys are like, okay, she be saying she back and then she be disappearing, but guess what? I only disappeared off camera this time. I did not disappear with the content, so I was still uploading, but I definitely feel so much better and I'm just really ready to tackle these topics that I want to discuss on my channel. So first up, so there's this trend going around with black males. On this channel, we make sure that we separate the men from the males. So not all males can be men or can be seen as men. So I just want to make that clear. But there is a trend going around among the Dusties here on YouTube where they are saying, or they are using the excuse that black women don't deserve the black man's protection because we are strong and we are independent. But the missing key thing that they tend to forget or leave out of their commentary or within their comment section is the simple fact that a lot of us have been conditioned to be strong and independent. It could be environmental, it could be our upbringing, how we were raised, and also I'm going to be giving a little bit of a background because a lot of these males, these black males here on YouTube, love to generalize all women to be the same based off of their environment. If you surround yourself around Dusties, most likely you are a Dusty. If you surround yourself around low vibrational women, most likely you're a low vibrational man. Now, we attract the people that is around us, but energy is what really attracts us to a particular person. So if you constantly attract low vibrational females, you need to take some accountability. On this channel, I like to take accountability. I like to take ownership for things that I have said and that I have done, which I will be getting into in this video. But first, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background for those who are tuning into my channel for the first time. So I grew up in a two-parent household. My father was there day one. He was there the day I was born. He is still living and well today. I can call him right now and I can ask him for advice. I have a black father, I have a black mother, and they have been together for a little over 30, I want to say like 35 plus years or so, going on or so, somewhere in there. I was raised to prioritize school and sports over just about anything. I grew up in the church, so it was basically church, family, school, in sports, in that order. And that is how I was raised. I was raised within a family that had very strong family ties and family structure. Another thing, my dad was very adamant about me not getting pregnant in my teenage years or even my 20s and beyond, right? I am in my mid-20s. I'm in my mid-20s. I don't have any kids, never had an abortion. My father, he raised me by putting a ball in my hand, getting me very active in sports so I wouldn't be so focused on boys. He made me very structured on prioritizing my books and my sports. And also God. I have to say, my parents tried to raise me right, okay? Whatever right may be to you, they tried to raise me right. I was a virgin up until my 20s. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people make assumptions with my sexuality because I'm thick. Part of the reason why I waited so long, because I attracted all type of men, dusties, brokies. I attracted all type of men that just wanted to have sex with me, and a lot of these men, or I'm sorry, males were black males. I was very guarded, you know, especially when I was younger, growing up shapely and everything like that. I was just very guarded because I knew men were after me for the wrong reasons. So I never gave them the time nor the day, but I have to say, with the direction of my father being in my life, he made it easier for me to navigate with all the attention that I got from being thick. I have to say, having a father in your life makes a huge difference. Also, I forgot to mention, I have 2 black brothers as well. Okay, I have an older, I have a younger, I'm in the middle, I'm outnumbered, I'm the only girl. I think I've covered everything. So now let me dive into this topic, because I wanted to speak on this. I think I have every right to speak on this and give my fair, balanced, unbiased opinion on this. One thing that I do want to point out before I get into this reaction video is this. A lot of the black males that are bitter tend to generalize based off of their environment. So all they know and all they have seen is the black single mother. I didn't really see that. Especially growing up in my home, it was normal for a father to be there at dinner time. My father cooked dinner. So it was just normal to see that. So my environment is a little bit different. It's a lot different, actually. So I wanted to speak on this because a lot of times black males love to generalize. But one thing that we have in common when it comes to me growing up in a 2-parent household, being a black woman, and also other women, other black women growing up in a single parent household, we were still raised the same. And the same meaning we were groomed to live our lives without men. We were groomed to be independent. We were groomed to not need a man. I was groomed to navigate through life without. I was always constantly groomed to navigate without. Like that was like the center focus of how I was raised as a woman, being the only girl. I was always groomed and raised to be without. I was being conditioned to be without. That includes a man. So my dad raised me to be independent. There was no balance with it. It was all about, you're gonna be an independent black woman that don't need a man for anything. He used to tell me things like this. So my black father groomed me to be a strong, independent woman. I was conditioned also by society as well. It was forced onto me, the stereotype. I didn't get a choice in the situation. The same as black males, a lot of you guys don't get a choice in whether or not you're seen as a thug. So just like you're forced to be seen or perceived to be as a thug, I'm forced to be seen and perceived to be a strong, independent black woman that don't need a man for anything. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this video.
That's my cash app. Let me pin that boy just in case you want to show the God some love. But this is the thing. A black woman is so quick to scream she don't feel protected. When you was in your 20s, you was leaving the club with niggas, one night stands, putting your motherfucking self in positions where you didn't care about being protected. Now you older, and you worried about protection. Now these white folks out here crazy doing shit, you worried about protection. You really worried about being protected from the world that you created. Now, what do you mean, Javon? You don't feel protected because you ain't got no fucking man in your fucking life. Now watch this. You get what you speak. You've been independent and not needing a man the last 20 years. Now your motherfucking ass don't feel protected. I'm glad you don't feel protected.
So, I'm just gonna stop it right there. And you guys, this video is very triggering. So if you are not in a space to handle this emotionally, you need to click off this video. If you are not in a space to handle this emotionally, you need to click off this video. If you are a rape victim, if you're in the process of healing from an abusive relationship that may have been done by a black male, this video is not for you. I do not recommend that you watch this video, okay? So if you decide to continue on from here moving forward, Do it at your own risk, because this video is very, very triggering. But I just wanted to stop it there and say this, okay? First of all, he's leaving out so much. Because again, like I said, with me giving you guys a little bit of a breakdown of my childhood, my upbringing, I was conditioned to be strong and independent. When I left my parents' home and I went off to college, being the strong, independent woman was something that was forced onto me by society. And a lot of you black males don't want to acknowledge this. Just like a lot of things that you go through as a black male, things are forced onto you and you're conditioned to take on things that you may not want to take on, but you feel like you have to because you're a black male. The same thing goes for a black woman. But I'm going to let him continue, and I'm going to allow him to blame us for everything because that seems like the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to continue on. Now, he did make some good points. You do have women walking around, right, that were, you know, dating certain type of black males within their 20s and things like that. Basically men that really couldn't do much for them. And then now that they're older and they're in their 30s, they're wanting, you know, men to, or they're wanting a man to be there to protect them and everything like that. But they have so much baggage because they didn't heal from the things and the traumas that they went through in their childhood and even in their early 20s. Now they're walking around manless, wanting a man. And, you know, not a lot of men are going to take them on, seeing that they have a lot of baggage. I've seen it. So there is some truth to what he's saying. His approach and his tone is completely off, but there is some truth to what he's saying, you guys. If you can look past the tone and the yelling and all of that, there is some truth.
You've been so motherfucking independent. You've been so strong. You're strong. You don't feel protected because you done dogged men for so long. And there are more hurt men than there are women. Men ain't withholding children, destroying families. But let me get into the message, Javon. Let's talk about something for a second. I wrote down me a couple of notes. Normally I don't have to do that, but I got 3 main points that I want to fucking harp on. During your 19s and 20s and 30s, you out this motherfucker shaking your ass, putting yourself at risk. You're a fucking hypocrite. That's what you do. You get pregnant by a drug dealer. You get pregnant by an ain't shit nigga in your 20s. Then come around your 35s, your 40s, you want a fucking good man to come pick up all that baggage. You 35, you 40, you don't have a career. That means you work at Walmart or Sam's Club. Nothing wrong with that, but it's a difference in a career. See, my wife has a career. She's a hairdresser. I'm a teacher by trade. You know, you don't have no career.
What is a teacher by trade? What is that? What is a teacher by trade? Does he teach people a trade? Does he teach people to trade? Like, what is that? And then what is wrong with essential workers? What's wrong with that? Especially if it gets you from point A to point B. Is he saying that, oh, there's a certain age where you should be in your career? What's wrong with essential workers? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, because these essential workers are the ones that are the backbone of America right now, if we're being completely honest with this pandemic. So I'm just trying to understand that. And then another thing that I didn't quite understand is he's saying that there are more hurt or broken men than there are women. I think that's very arguable, debatable. But how can you sit there and say that when you're literally in your environment and you haven't met all men and you haven't met all women? How can you say that? I'm not understanding that, okay? This is so one-sided, and that's why it's really hard to take in what he's saying, because he has some good points, you guys, but it's hard because he's generalizing and stereotyping. Also, I don't have any kids. I've never had an abortion. I have to throw that out there, because a lot of males feel like, oh, if she ain't got no kids, she's definitely had a few abortions. I haven't had a kid, a miscarriage, or an abortion, by the grace of God. I mean, I just haven't went through any of those experiences. It doesn't make me better than the women that may have gone through those experiences, but a lot of men like to throw that up in our faces when we say we don't have any kids. They can say, well, how many abortions have you had? How many miscarriages have you had? I haven't had any of those things as of today.
You don't have no good credit. You got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies, and then you fuck around and live in an apartment. And you got a little Kia Sportage. You ain't no motherfucking asset. You ain't worth protecting. You're not worth protecting. Then you turn around and say the most idiotic, dumb shit. A woman shouldn't have to cook and clean. A woman shouldn't have to cook and clean. You can get a maid for that. But if a motherfucker leave his wife, you start screaming the woman should get half. Now, if a woman should get half for being a housewife, that means the judge has placed a lot of fucking value on cooking and cleaning. So you want me to protect you, and you don't even want to make me a fucking sandwich. The day that I die for you, all them sandwiches and plates you done made is fucking paid back. But let's get into it a little bit more seriously.
Ugh. I don't want to be in a tit for tat type of marriage. I really don't. I do believe in traditionalism, but I just don't want to be in a, oh, I do this for you, and then, oh, you do this for me. I just want it to flow. Like, if this works for us, it works for us. If it doesn't work for us, then it doesn't work for us. But like actual gender roles, it's 2020. Like, if I get off earlier than you, of course, or if you get off earlier than me, or maybe you didn't have to work today. You know, if I've been at work all day, I gotta come home and cook and clean. Or if we have kids and everything like that, I gotta cook, clean, work, and take care of the kids. Come on, where do I get my downtime? Where do I get time to myself to take care of myself? That's what a lot of you black males don't understand, is that a woman, in order for her to keep herself up, to keep herself looking attractive for you, to keep her appearance up and her beauty up and everything, things that y'all expect from us, we can't do those things if we're overextending ourselves at home and at work. So we need help. We need balance. It's called work-life balance. And that includes work-life, taking care of myself. Okay? That includes that. Just because you saw your single mother or you saw your mom in a marriage doing it all, okay, doesn't mean that was healthy. And a lot of you guys are conditioned to think that's what a woman is supposed to do and supposed to be. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy. That's why a lot of your mothers, and this ain't no shade, but they're overweight and they're at a weight that's just not healthy. Okay? Whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like. It's not about size necessarily, but they're at an unhealthy weight because they never took care of themselves. Whatever that looks like. Okay? So let me go ahead and continue this video, because a lot of you guys like to say things like this, which is true, some of it, but at the same time, okay, we can't be out here doing it all and then staying fine for you. There needs to be more balance. And within the black family structure, there isn't. You look at these other cultures, let's talk about the white community. They go to Pilates and yoga and they stay at home with the kids all day and things like that. They're able to take care of themselves because they're given the space to do so. They're given the space to do so. Y'all don't want to give us the space to do that. It's cultural. It is what it is.
I'm going to protect 2 women. One named Chris Clark, one named Sonya Lynette. Who the fuck else am I protecting? I'm protecting my women. Who the fuck else I'm protecting? I ain't even protecting my motherfucking little sisters. You hear this? I'm not going to protect my little sisters. Now, what do you mean? Let's explain. Megan Thee Stallion keep going with ain't shit, no good ass rappers. It's doctors that like Megan Thee Stallion. I got the Cash App pen, bro. It's the master teacher. It's so many men Megan Thee Stallion you get. You go from fucking Moneybag Yo, Tory Lanez. My little sisters was on the live one day. I said, little sister, I said, if your boyfriend beat the shit out of you, are you gonna call me? She said no. I said, why? She said, cause he gonna shoot your big ass soon as you roll up. Now, this is the thing. Why the fuck would my sister call me and her boyfriend just
speaking to the black males right now, okay? Why do you guys feel like when we say protect the black woman, the first thing that comes to y'all's head and mind is physically? Y'all don't believe in protecting the black woman emotionally or in solidarity, meaning you either don't speak because it's going against what we're trying to promote or what we're trying to get attention for, like as far as like protect the black woman. Like if you're against it, you don't believe it, to the public you're not going to speak on it, but maybe at home you vent to your woman or you vent to your family or whatever like that, but you don't do it publicly. Like sometimes protecting us just means staying out of our business. Sometimes protecting us just means being there for us emotionally. It's not always physical. And that's the thing that I don't get. Is like I see that with a lot of the commentary that's on YouTube with black males speaking on Megan Thee Stallion, things like that. Everyone wants to talk about physical when it comes to the protection of black women. But sometimes it's just support. It's support. It's just support, whether it's emotional, physical, whether you're helping us in our time of need. Like sometimes it's just support. Like I don't understand where you guys are getting this, oh, you gotta fight my battles, you gotta fight this guy I'm dating. Like, no, just be there for me if he did me wrong. Let your shoulder be a shoulder I can cry on. Like, it's not always, oh, I need to go out here and physically defend a black woman and da-da-da. Like, no. And sometimes it's just verbal, like defending us in our honor. It's not always physical.
The reason your sister will call you to fight her boyfriend is she gonna go back with the nigga. The police gonna lock his pussy ass up. If you're a woman and you don't call the police on your nigga, I hope he beat your fucking head in. Fuck wrong with you? Call the police on that fucking nigga. You a fucking woman. Sit here, Megan Thee Stallion said, after he shot me, no, you won't try to fucking protect him. You done something. How the fuck I look avenging somebody getting their ass whooped? It's a big difference in me protecting you and me going out and shooting somebody that can beat your fucking ass. See, you like to fuck with ain't shit, no good niggas. That's my second message. The second message is beautiful because it all plays on one message.
This sweating is throwing me off.
All we've heard from black women is black men ain't shit. I'm independent and I don't need no man. Now your motherfucking ass scared out this bitch. Rightfully so, motherfucker. You shouldn't be scared. You should be scared.
Who hurt this man? Who hurt this man? Listen. A lot of things have been done to me. This is me just telling my truth. A lot of things. I've been sexually assaulted twice. Okay? I've been sexually harassed. I've dealt with sexual intimidation on the job. I had a mentor that thought he could make a pass on me or at me. Mind you, the first time I was sexually assaulted, I had on sweats and a hoodie. Okay? Sweats and a hoodie. But one thing that I've learned about predators, right, is the fact that they allow you to get comfortable so they can take advantage. They wear two faces, two masks. And so you don't always see them coming at you, but they coming. And you know, when it comes to all of this, it's like, you know, I could be like him. Like I could be angry like this. I could be bitter like this. But I choose not to. My whole motto is that, you know, I don't care what the world does to me, it will not steal my joy and my happiness. It will never take my joy and my happiness. I will never allow bitterness to control me because that's low vibrational. And I can't be my best self, or I can't, you know, perform at my highest self if I'm bitter. So this is why this man's speech and delivery is something that a lot of people will not be able to take in, because he's saying all of this from a bitter place. You know, this video isn't to uplift black women, it's to tear us down, just so he can get his point across based off of, once again, his environment and his experiences.
You isolated yourself. You don't listen to your daddy. You don't listen to your uncles. You don't listen to your brothers. You should be scared that I'm motherfucker. Scared than a motherfucker. Hey, Chris, you feel protected? Sure do. Sure do. She got her motherfucking man.
And I also don't think that man knows shit, so I
This is why I gotta turn her off. She irritates me. This is why, like, women who condone this type of energy and behavior from their man, this is exactly why whenever I see a woman with a man, right, and I'm single, mind you, I never feel like, oh my God, like, I'm alone, I don't have nobody, because there be women in relationships like this. I could never be in a relationship with a man like this. Very toxic, very controlling. You can tell he has toxic masculinity. He's most likely manipulative. He's all of these things that I don't want. But she got a man though.
shit, so if I had to, I could call George. Yeah, I could list some men that are good men.
My wife can call all my friends in any motherfucking situation. She got a slew of niggas she feel protected by. But my wife ain't gonna be out here doing no fuck shit, fucking with a nigga on the side and he slapped the shit out of her. Then she ain't gonna call George. George, my boyfriend just slapped the shit out of me. She better not call me with no shit like that. You see what I mean? You not gonna feel protected when you ain't got no man, because a man is security. Did you know that? Look, we gonna talk some words. Let's get into this message a little bit deeper for my peoples.
Some men are security, and some men will be security, but some men will be a headache. Some men will make you a victim. Some men will abuse you. And I'm not even speaking on color. I'm speaking on just men, period. Some men will abuse you. Some men will rape you. Some men may sexually harass you. Some men may manipulate you. Some men may gaslight you. Some men may make you crazy. Some men may try to control you. I've seen it all, and I've dealt with a lot of it. So, you know, it's funny how he says men are supposed to bring you security. Yeah, but some of them don't. Some of them don't. A lot of my experiences, I could say, haven't. A lot of black males like to use the excuse where you was dating a dusty or broke man. No, there are men out here that wear suits, that have regular jobs, corporate America jobs, that do it. There are dusties like Meek Mills, right? They have money. There's plenty of them out here. A lot of y'all don't like to use rappers and celebrities as examples because they're not the standard for black men. They're not the average black man. But I mean, like, I've dealt with corporate America men as well, and some of them are very, very toxic. So y'all love to use money and, you know, oh, broke dusties are the only ones. No, there are men out here in suits. There are men out here that are considered high value that are very, very toxic, selfish. I mean, I can go on and on and on. So, yeah, a man is supposed to provide that security, but are they? We can argue whether or not it's the majority or not. But let's not use, you know, money and status as if that makes them a man of great character, because that's already flawed. I can tell you that now.
Do you realize, more than anything, you will never feel protected if you ain't got no man? A man's job is to protect you, not avenge you. A man's job is to protect a woman, not avenge a woman. Megan Thee Stallion's brother ain't supposed to go fuck Tory Lanez up for her. He's supposed to make a law deal with Tory Lanez. Out here fucking with these same ain't shit niggas. So for the past 20 years, black men been ain't shit. And we know that the black woman is really the one that ain't shit, if let's be real about it. 81% of black women have babies by the same 27% of men.
And we're also the most educated. Y'all be having kids by women too. We not out here having these babies by ourselves. I mean, if we want to be tit for tat and compare, let's compare. You guys are the least educated. And one thing about the black woman is that we still getting educated. And we bearing kids, carrying them for 9 months, raising them by ourselves. We still getting educated. So what's y'all's excuse? I have to ask. You guys, I'm not trying to be mean. I have to ask. It's like, so what's y'all's excuse? Listen off all of these negative, stereotypical statistics, don't know if they can be referenced, cited, or sourced. But, you know, we all of these things, but we're the most educated. Okay.
You understand that? I'm going to say it again. 81% of black women have babies by the same 27% of men. That means if you're a single mother, your baby daddy got 2 other baby mamas. So y'all the ones out here fucking with these same dope boys, these same cute niggas, these same light-skinned niggas with the green eyes. Y'all the motherfuckers that's ruining the fucking race. It's not me.
He seems like he has like some hatred issues. I wanted to say that he's right, you guys. Like, he's right as far as, you got Ari Fletcher's walking around. Ari Fletcher is a woman that literally could do better, but she chooses not to. She chooses to get with a man like Moneybagg Yo, who has either 7 or 8 kids, okay? And she's like wishing, praying, joking around with the fact that she wants to have his baby. And it's just like, this man already has 7 or 8 kids. You already have a child by a different man. Why are you trying to get pregnant? Like, why? Like, why, sis? I just, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And then another thing is, the black community really lacks the knowledge on marriage, why it's beneficial for both men and women. So we don't prioritize that. So a lot of times we look at having kids as our end all be all type thing. And we need to change that.
But black, there's an animosity. There's a war going on between black men and black women right now. And I'm here to say, black woman, you better get your ass in line or you gonna lose. Because guess what? White bitches want me. Every motherfucking race of women on this earth is dying to be with a black man. Don't nobody want a fucking black woman.
That's a lie. Let me pull up my Hinge right now. Let me pull up my Hinge right now. Y'all want to see all of these white men that is on my Hinge? Okay. Let me pull up my Hinge, and I'm going to screen record so you guys can see what I'm talking about. These black men done let, you know, social media, I don't know what it is, but social media or something go to their heads like, white men ain't checking for us. Oh, they checking. There's black men on here, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot of white men. A lot. When I say I have pick of the litter, I have pick of the litter. Literally. Oh, wait a minute. I need to check him out. Okay. So, him talking about nobody wants a black woman. Where? Who? What?
She said I can call her gorillas about me. No, the fuck you can't. You can call somebody to help you. Ain't nobody coming to avenge you, sister. Listen, women, nobody's job is to avenge you. You shouldn't want you get in a fight with your fucking boyfriend. Last thing you should do is call your fucking brother or your cousin. What about single men? Single men ain't walking around claiming they don't feel protected.
Because they're men.
Why are you degrading black women? Shut the fuck up.
Can I ask something right quick?
Go ahead.
If anybody been watching, I'm a rape victim.
Malika, let me ask you. You get you a fucking man. That's how you feel protected. When you have a man, you feel protected.
I'm a rape victim. Somebody kidnapped me.
He really saying get you a man and you'll feel protected. But some of these men are abusing us. It's like y'all don't want to acknowledge that. Y'all don't want to acknowledge that. That's part of my problem with black males. Y'all don't want to acknowledge the violence that is done against us by men that are a part of your social group. Y'all don't want to acknowledge that. And that's the thing that infuriates me more than anything, is that y'all don't want to take accountability for that. Y'all don't want to take ownership for that. That some of the men within your social group inflict harm on us, victimize us, and it's like you guys don't want to acknowledge that. That's the issue that I have with black males, is that they never want to take accountability or at least acknowledge the fact that some of the males that are a part of your social group has victimized us, terrorized us, raped us, sexually assaulted us, sexually harassed us. I mean, it's not always men that you are in a relationship with or that you date. Like literally, I could go to the gas station and get harassed by black males. I could walk down the street and get harassed by black males. It's happened. It's like y'all don't want to acknowledge those things. And that's part of the issue. That's part of the disconnect. That's part of why black men and black women don't understand each other, is because y'all don't want to hear us out whenever it pertains to holding other men accountable that is a part of your social group. I have no issue with you guys holding black women accountable within my social group, whether it applies to me or it doesn't. But what I can't stand is when I can't apply that same accountability that you're putting on me on you. That's what makes me really upset. It's like, okay, I can take accountability. I can say, yep, I used to do this. Yep, I used to do that. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. What about you? Then all of a sudden it turns into an argument. And it shouldn't be. We should be able to hold each other accountable. That's the only way we can become better. That's the only way that we can have an alliance or some form of partnership, whatever that looks like. It may be romantic, friendship. It may just be simply having each other's back just to have each other's back. Y'all don't want to take accountability. And this video shows that. Y'all blame us for everything. I'm not going to say all, because I'm not trying to generalize and stereotype. But a lot of you guys on the internet blame us for a lot of things. Like a lot. Off the internet, I really don't hear that much. But on the internet, this war among black men and black women, y'all blame us for everything. And I'm not your mother. I'm not your mom.
At gunpoint, kept me for 3-4 hours. All my homeboys wanted to find this motherfucker. And I said no. Because I care about them enough to not go out there and avenge my shit. Even if the person was wrong. I don't want nobody that I care about to die or go to jail for some shit. And I took my own accountability that I was out there looking like a hoe 3 days a week, hoping somebody damn went crazy over me.
Let me say that.
So I don't get what I'm saying is you gotta think about your mindset when you don't even care about who you connect with. So much so that if they fuck you up, you gonna call your daddy, your uncle, your brother, your man, whoever, for them to avenge you, and they get fucked up behind you not caring about who you being connected with.
Now think about this for a second. Not being funny. Think about this for a second.
Before he get into it, I wanted to add this. So if his wife has that mentality, which most likely he has brainwashed her into that mentality. He has manipulated her into that mentality, right? Through conversation. Because you can tell he's very dominant over her. I mean, his whole perspective on Megan Thee Stallion makes complete sense. This is a woman that's literally blaming herself. She is victim blaming herself. And her husband is basically saying like, yeah, you right, yep. And her husband is also like conditioning her to believe it. Like, yeah, it's your fault. Yep, it's your fault. Why would we think any differently when it comes to his perspective on Megan Thee Stallion? He blames women for everything. He's not looking to these men. He's not looking to the men that raped his wife. He's literally blaming her. And that's what's insane to me. Like, how can you blame the victim when the victim is innocent? I don't get that.
When a young black man get killed in the projects at 4 o'clock in the morning, you be sad, but you kind of be like, what the fuck is he out doing? He must be a little gangbanger. So, when you get snatched up, going in your house at 3 a.m., this is my wife I'm talking about. When a motherfucker snatch you, going in your house at 3 a.m., you leaving the fucking club with your ass out. God damn it, that's my wife, god damn it. You understand? I married this woman. She was leaving the fucking club at 3 a.m. with her motherfucking ass out. Now that's who the nigga gonna rape. If I'm looking for a motherfucker to rape, I'm out in the middle of the night. I ain't gonna rape no motherfucker broad daylight. So, I hate to say it like this. When I first met my wife and she told me she was raped, my pastor was like, you don't need to fuck with no bitch that got raped before. I said, that shit don't bother her. I'm a G. I kind of was like, bitch, you got raped at 3 in the morning showing your ass. You know, you kind of expect to fucking get raped. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not being insensitive. But if you leave in the club at 3 in the morning with your ass out, got to go in an apartment complex by yourself, and that's my wife.
And I didn't feel nothing by you because I know that's what I was doing.
Cause you know you was out here
Actually trying to go in right quick, get my little bag,
and fuck somebody else. Out here hoeing and got raped in the goddamn process. I don't feel sorry for that.
They're waiting for me to get over there till 4 hours later. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that's the reality.
Leaving the club 3 a.m., ass out, going home to get a fuck bag to go fuck some niggas.
Listen, I don't care if she was going to get a train ran on her, okay? She didn't deserve that, period, okay? I just don't understand how you can victim blame. Like, that's so weird to me. And then she's doing it herself. And you can tell he's probably manipulated her over the years to believe that it was her fault. That's so sad. Like, it's disgusting. But this is where he lost all credibility. He did bring up some great points, but I wanted to bring this to my platform because it's all about conversation and dialogue, you guys. I'm always going to address these topics. I know there are women on my platform that's like, I don't date black men and da-da-da. Okay, sis, you don't date black men, but there's some of us that still do. Okay, so this video is not for you. Don't watch. It's simple. It's simple. But I know there are black men out here that have this mentality, that think like this. And I wanted to bring this to my platform to give you some perspective on my thoughts. If you don't want to date black men, don't date them. If you still want to date out, date out. Why are you watching this video? I have to ask. But that's all that I have regarding this video, you guys. I wanted to bring this to my platform to talk, to discuss, because I see a lot of black males doing commentary on this Megan Thee Stallion situation and protecting black women, and or the black woman is unprotected. I see a lot of men doing commentary. So I wanted to put my perspectives out here, and I wanted to react to this man having this mentality, because a lot of black males have this mentality. And yeah, that's all that I have regarding this video. I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. And if you are new here, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are notified for when I upload. This is Real with Yanni, and I will see you guys in my next video.